Be concentrate on your books. So last class we had decided the who were the aristocratics and who were the middle class, to whom we called the aristocracy families. So already I explained to you those peoples, they belongs to the royal families, or they are known as the group of rulers. They were known as the aristocratics. And the politically, economic and social powers were dominated by the aristocratic families. Understand? So next, the middle class, already we know that those peoples among the third estates, rich or prosperous with their business with the subcontinents of the Europe by the silk and textile. Afterwards, those who were prosperous and educated and those who were challenged to the first and second estates, they were known as the middle class. Understand? So today we see that what did liberal nationalism stands for. Liberals, this is the word derived from the Latin, this is the freedom or liberty. Understand? Here we will see that ideas of national liberty, unity in early 19th century Europe were closely allied to the ideology of liberalism. Liber, this is the ideology, and the ISM. Understand? This is alliance, it means with the collaboration. This is, we can say that liberalism. Clear? Liber is the word which is derived from the Latin word. So here, liber, you can underline this, it means free in Latin. For the new middle classes, liberalism stood for freedom for the individual and equality of all before law. This liberalism also indicates its significance, the individually and the different classes of the society, they were free. Clear? So this was the one of the ideology of the French Revolution. Clear? Next we will see here the nationalism in the liberalism, the two types of the liberalism. What are the two types of the liberalism? First we will see that the liberalism in the political sphere, political condition. What was the political condition of the France? Before making the nation states, so Germany, Italy, France, Switzerland, Holland, these were not a nation states, these were the empires. Understand? So here, how the peoples, they were demanding the liberalism from the monarchy form of government. Here, it emphasized the concept of government by consent. What is the government of the consent? By the people's consent. It means in the 19th century, in the empire or in the kingdom, the king was the state and the state was the king. King had the autonomous power. No one had the power to ask the question to the king. And no subjects, they had the right to raise their voice against the king or to protest for the policy, for the administrative system of the king. So this is known as the concept of the government by consent. It means the peoples of the French, they were thinking that government should be based or emphasized on the elected by the representatives. Clear? So since the French Revolution, liberalism had stood for the end of the autocracy and clerical privileges. What is that clerical privileges? And why the peoples of the France, they revolt? And in the beginning, already I had said you that what was the slogan of the French Revolution. Clear? So here peoples, they were wanted the freedom, the equality, the liberty and the freedom from the monarchy form of government. Understand? Here, and they wanted to abolish, what is that? What was the different state system was introduced in France. What is that? The first state and the second state. The first states, those who were belong to the clergy. This is known as the clerical privileges. Peoples, they were thought, they were demanded to the king. Why the first state and the second states peoples or group of persons, they will get the privileges from their birth? Who had given them power? Understand? So that's why peoples, they started to they started to protest and struggle against the king, and they demanded the liberty or freedom. So next we will see that 19th century liberals also stressed the inviolability of private property. There is no doubt the Napoleon Bonaparte destroyed the democracy system of the France, but he had introduced the system of the protection or secure the private property of the French peoples. So at that time, during that time or during the rule of the king or emperors, the peoples, the property was confiscated by the powerful peoples, or especially by the first and second state peoples. That's why during the reign of Napoleon Bonaparte, the secure of the private property system was introduced. Clear? Next we will see that yet equality before the law did not necessarily stand for the universal suffrage. What do you mean the suffrage? Right to vote. It means when the Louis XVI was ruling over the France, only the persons or peoples, those who were the propertied or wealthy, only and men, only they had given the right to vote. So women, they had not any right to vote. That's why this sentence says us, the yet equality before the law did not necessarily stand for the universal suffrage. It means there was no right to vote for the all. It means for the females and men. Only the men, those who were the propertied, they had given right to vote. Clear? This was the concept of the liberalism in political sphere. Next concept we will see that liberalism in economic sphere. What is the economic sphere? It means the freedom from the economic. Clear? The emerging middle classes demanded for the freedom of markets and the abolition of state imposed restrictions on the movements of goods and capital. Here another that economic sphere, so traders, the group of commerce peoples, businessmen, they had no right to do the business with the other kingdoms. Okay, because there were so many restrictions were imposed by the king. Okay, what are the restrictions are imposed by the king? Suppose under the one empire, different kingdoms were running. So peoples, they were travel from one kingdom to another kingdom. At that time, the weights and measurement systems were the different. Suppose in our India, one weight and measurement system is the different, and from the Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, the different kingdoms had the different weight and measurement system. And even from India, so any businessman will go to the Pakistan, they had to pay the goods tax and they had to change the currency. These were the restrictions imposed by the king. And from the Amarberg to Nuremberg, if they were traveling, they were paying the 11 bearers that cross tax. And the currency was deducted or reduced from 30 to 2. 30 coins to 2 coins. Before, the traders, they were using the 30 different coins for the trading. But afterwards, these coins were reduced to 30 to 2 coins. Why do you know that? When the peoples, they started to felt that the nationalism, the unique or only one measurement system and weight system, then this different 30 coin system which was used by the traders, this was reduced up to the 2. Next, we will see here challenges in the economic setup at that time. What were the challenges doing the business with the other European countries with their silk and cotton textiles? Okay, they were a challenge. What they were a challenge? So they stopped to pay the different taxes to travel from one kingdom to another kingdom. Understand? For the setup example, we can see that in your book it is written the LE or something. LE it is written in the bracket. That is what clothes measurement system. It was the different in the different kingdoms. Understand? Suppose in our India, 1 meter for the measurement, it will come to the 53 centimeter. Suppose in Pakistan, 1 meter cloth, if we will measure, it will come to the 55 centimeter. Suppose Afghanistan, we will go for the 1 meter cloth for purchase, it will come to the 57 centimeter. These are the difference measurement systems. Understand? And these different measurement systems were also the abolished. Clear? When this system was abolished, when the middle class peoples, they were emerged and they did not pay the taxes and they did not use the different coins for their trading or for their business. Clear? Then we will see that such conditions were viewed as obstacles to economic exchange and growth by the new commercial classes. When the kingdom was imposed, the first the trading groups, then these were the very obstacles, the situations which were taken over by the traders and which the traders were faced by the difficulties. But here, creation of unified economic territory was demanded. Though people started to demand the creation of the economic territory. What is the economic territory? All the kingdoms were included or make the one nation and one measurement and weight system should be introduced. The peoples of the France, they demanded, this is known as the economic nation. Why they demanded the economic nation? Because in the different places, different kingdoms, different empires, the different taxes were paid by the traders, different coins were used by the traders, and they were paid the crossing tax pays, okay, to the kings. That's why creation of unified economic territory was demanded. So in 1884, this is the important, you can underline. In 1834, a customs union or Jalavarian, what is that Jalavarian? That demanded or creation the unified economic territory, this is known as the Jalavarian, was formed at the initiative of Prussia and joined by most of the German states. Here, earlier German was not a nation state because the different dialect speaking peoples, different culture peoples, and from the different countries, peoples were residing in the Germany, and it was in the Prussia Empire, under the Prussia Empire. Afterwards, when the German became the nation state, it got its independence from the monarchy. Then, okay, here they demanded, the peoples of the German, they demanded that Jalavarian means the creation of the economic union territory. The union abolished tariff barriers. What is the tariff barriers? When the traders, they were paying the taxes. This is known as the tariff barriers. This system was the abolished and reduce the number of currencies come over 30 to 2. So in the different territories, different kingdoms, different places, different currencies used by the traders, and this system was also abolished or reduced. So before 30 coins were used, But afterwards, after the making of the nation states, so traders they used to only 2 coins for their tradings. Okay, so many changes are brought down. Next, the creation of a network of railway further stimulated mobility, harnessing economic interest to national unification. Afterwards, after the Industrial Revolution, when the railways were expanded and the traders they were easily expanding their trading systems or economic development. A wave of economic nationalism strengthened the wider nationalist stood as sentiments growing at that time. Slowly, not only the middle class, other those who were the third states peoples, they had prosperous or they had developed by their economically. Okay, so which changes or which policies are brought down during the reign or rule under the Napoleon Bonaparte, where it is in the Germany and France. So when the peoples they were not under the nation state or under the empires, at that time different coins are used by the traders. But after the Germany makes or made the nation state, these currencies were the reduced, okay, from 30 to 2. So this is the economic liberalism sphere. So here liberal nationalism sphere, the two types of spheres we had here studied. Clear? Any doubt? What is the political sphere and what is the economical sphere? Simply we can understand political sphere. So all the powers were rested or handed in the only one person. He was called the king or a monarchy. Understand? Because people had no right to ask any question or they had no any right to raise their voice against the monarchy. This is known as the liberalism in political sphere. And the peoples of the France, they demanded the government has to be based or emphasis on the elected representative. Understand? Or the parliamentary form of government. This is known as the political sphere of liberalism. Economical sphere of liberalism, what do you understand from here? So here we will see that under the one empire, the different empires were there, and the travelers they use the different coins, even the 30 coins used by the traders, and they had to pay the different taxes to travel from one empire to another empire. Understand? And it was a very difficult situation for the traders. But after the Germany peoples, they felt that nation state or Germany get its independence from the monarchy. This different or 30 coins had reduced up to 2. Clear? And what they abolish? And they demand that economical territory. What is the economical territory? Economical territory, we can say that all the empires should be use only one coin and one weight and measurement system. This is, we can say that economical sphere of liberalism. Understand? Any doubt? In these two concepts, the liberalism in political sphere or liberalism in the economical sphere, is there any doubt? Again we will revise. No doubt? What are the two concepts or two types of the liberalism in the nationalism? Here we can see that two types of the liberalism. It is written in the only one paragraph that we can divide in the two spheres. Clear? No doubt? So here we will see that just previous you can recap that our topics. Difference between the aristocratic and middle class. Here question may arise that who were called or who were known as the middle class, or how the middle class peoples were imaged. Understand that? Then who were the aristocratic and how they interact or they build up their relation with the other aristocratic families. Who can say that one set of example? Aristocratic families. How they connected with one empire to another empire, aristocratic families. Ties of the marriage. For example,
The Bourbon kingdom.
yes, Louis XVI. He had married with the Princess Mary Antoinette. She belongs to the Austria. And next another example, I already said that the Tsar Nicholas II. He was the king of Russia. And he had married the Princess Tsarina Alexandria. And she belongs to the Germany. So like this they were connected with the tie of marriage. Aristocratic families, they are the relation. Clear? So next we will see that conservative group of peoples. Who were the conservatives? Do you know that in the France society, the society was different into the three groups. First one is the liberals, number two was the radicals, third one is the conservatives. What was the ideology of the conservatives? Who can say the last line? Last guy, please stand up. Last boy, corner, please stand up. Yes, what was the ideology of the conservatives? Stand straight and show your figure. So smart you are. Stand straight, man. What was the ideology of the conservatives? What is this? If you don't know, then listen carefully. You are not here for the disturb the class. Shameless fellow. You don't have shame or what? Next, what was the ideology of the conservatives? Stand up, please. Show them camera. Show them camera. How they are. Show them. But end of the 18th century, beginning of the 19th century, they started to believe the ideology of the liberals and radicals, and they wanted to change the nation or society, but the slow process, and the past has to be respected. This was the ideology of the conservatives. Why they were not interested or they were not wanting to change the nations? Because they were the ruling class and high profile positions they were occupied. Understand, if the nation will change, then their position will be go down. That's why they were not interested or they were not wanted to change the nations. But after the revelation of the France, slowly they started to accept the policy or ideology of the liberals and radicals. Clear? So I do hope so tomorrow we will see, or shall we continue? So those notebooks were not checked. Please collect that. From the last, you both bring your notebooks. Huh? Show me your notebook.